What's going on YouTube? Crypto Matrix here, coming at you with another cryptocurrency stream. And guys, the Bitcoin price had a bit of a spike up, touching around 10,700 and now sitting stable at around 10,633, guys. Does that mean that we're getting a little bit more bullish pressure? And I wanted to talk about whale clusters, pinpointing 4 critical levels for the short term. And guys, if that sounds good to you, be sure to subscribe and like, and I'm going to dive right into the price action. There is no time to waste. So guys, as you can see, we had a lower low here and then a bit of a turnaround right here. The EMA 20 dipped back up towards the EMA 55 and basically is touching it now, very close. We're above the middle Bollinger Band. We're at the top Bollinger Band, just kind of hugging up top. We pumped all the way up into this orange box. Now guys, does that mean we're going to pump back up towards this channel here and maybe retest some of the resistances at 11,000? There's definitely resistances at 10,600, 10,700, and so on. And I wanted to talk about these levels and how important they are for the resistance levels need to turn into support for the Bitcoin price to actually head up further. So guys, what do you think is actually going to happen in the Bitcoin price? Are we going to dip back down towards this legacy line and touch it? And don't forget, the CME is right down below. And that would only be about a 15% drop from the top, maybe even less. Not even 15, 10% or 10% or less, guys, to actually fill that CME gap. And that's from where it stands right now, so it was even less recently. So what I think can happen in the Bitcoin price in the futures, we're going to get a little bit of a downtrod here, kind of touching back towards 10,500 as we were just rejected at the $10,700 level and whipped all the way back down to 10,600. And I think that if we get a little bit more strength, though, we could kind of bounce off it, but I think the next move is going to be like a little bit of a downtrod towards the $10,500 mark, like something like this. Nothing big, but just something moving down like that, and then hopefully something moving upward again like that, guys. That would be a very good sign. But what is actually going to make the Bitcoin price move like that, guys? There's a lot of things that can attribute to it, and September has been religiously pretty much a sideways or pretty dead month in Bitcoin. So a lot of people are expecting some consolidation here. And since September hit, we've actually been moving steadily upward until recently, which now it looks almost like a sideways motion, because where were we in the beginning of the month? Right around here. Where were we at the end of the month? Right around here. We're basically exactly where we were in the beginning of the month. So basically just a pretty boring sideways movement for Bitcoin. Does that mean that we're going to end up the end of the year in these kind of states right now with 10,600, between 11,000 and 10,000? Is that possible? Guys, unless we get some more volatility back into the market, it is definitely possible. I've talked about this in previous videos. This was back when the price was in the 9s, and we were looking like 9,600 to 10,600 was going to be the end of the year price with no volatility. But there's a little bit of volume back in the market currently, just currently. So hopefully it holds and we can continue seeing a little bit more movement. But without volatility, we're not going to see any moves to the upside. That's for sure, guys. We're not going to see much moves at all. And with the Bollinger Bands being so wide, I did talk about a move happening yesterday with this tight consolidation phase. We broke down to the downside and then broke back up. So a move happened. We broke to the downside basically, but then kind of just weaned our way back up as the EMA 20 touched back towards the EMA 55. It kind of looks like a W formation right here. Okay, something like that going on. So that's what I think is going to happen in the Bitcoin price, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think we're just going to move sideways for the rest of the month? Do you plan to see bullish activity, or are you thinking we're just going to drop back down and fill that gap, which is still right below us, guys? I can't ignore it while it's right there. And guys, I want to talk a little bit about Electroneum. We're still in that downward wedge. It's following it very nicely here. And it looks like we're going to continue moving down it. If we do break out of it at all, it will be breaking out of it to the right, like we've done several other times, and then a shoot up. So I think if we get the same kind of motion here, we're either going to go down like that, or we're going to move out to the side here and get a break upward again. Because that's happened several times, many times, guys, many times. And it's just a matter of depicting where the down will end, where the downside will end. So I'm thinking it'll end right around here, and we'll break to the upside, hopefully get back up towards that green box. Granted, we're not even in the red box yet. There's still some resistances to be broken and turned into supports before we can think about that kind of action. But while it's still forming and moving to the downside here in this wedge, we can expect a move to the right just based on the Bollinger Bands and the way the EMA 20 is dipping back towards the EMA 55. So we could get a sideways motion here. That's what I think is going to happen. Something like that. And hopefully then we'll get another break out of this through the red box into the green box again. And it'll just be repeating history like it's done several times. Break up, break up, break up. After every green box is a breakdown. So this is a breakdown to the right. Eventually a break upwards out of it. Okay, but first we have to move out of it to the right first. So it could be like early October when we get this movement, guys. So just be patient, keep your bags stable, and there's a lot of you I know just sitting and holding, guys. There's a lot of good stuff going on with Electroneum, so just be very patient. I can't stress enough. There's definitely I read a negative comment the other day, and guys, you just got to read what's going on. I didn't say that it's actually listed on Binance. I said the papers got finished on Binance, which means it will be listed on Binance. It's not listed yet. But when it is, that's going to be a big thing for Electroneum. The more that it hits exchanges, the faster that it will grow. And Electroneum is still in its infancy stages, guys. I can't stress that enough. So eventually Electroneum will hit higher prices, and the people who held their bags and didn't get, weeded out by fear and just negative behavior, you guys will end up being in the profits. The guys that are commenting negatively, they've made bad calls, like flat out, guys. So don't let that negativity get you down, or let anyone turn your ways in thinking that Electroneum's not a good call, because it definitely is. It's made me money twice already in flips and after holds, and I still have a very high accumulation of Electroneum, and I plan to hold until we're seeing dollar ranges. And if you don't believe in that, then you're just a fool. So I hope that you guys are accumulating properly and holding your bags, because the future brings good for Electroneum. You guys will see. Just be patient. And guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about OXT, pumped all the way up to 0.28. Now we were talking about this possibly being another good time for buys. Now guys, I think it's pretty risky right now. We're not going to get another pump up like we just had, and the reason for that is because after we've had a pump, it's taken weeks before we got another pump. So pump, pump, mini pump, pump. So the next pump I think will be in at least a week or so, and if it does happen, we're gonna have to get in at either under 0.20 or like 0.17 would probably be optimal for another pump up to like right there, up to 0.33. And that would be very possible for OXT. But other than that, guys, it looks very dangerous right now. We could end up seeing some downtime. I don't think we're going to see another pump like we just saw recently from 0.26 all the way up to 0.48. That was a great trade. Let me know if you guys caught that. I caught that. I feel very good. That was actually one of my biggest trades I've ever made. Definitely top 10. So that was a very good trade, guys. I hope you caught it. Let me know if you did in the comments. And guys, just be patient, wait for it to trickle down a little bit more. That's what I'm suggesting for you to do. Wait to get in under 0.20. If it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. You don't chase it. Okay, it's that simple, guys. And I want to talk about the whale clusters pinpointing 4 critical times in Bitcoin price. So there's definitely some critical times in Bitcoin right here that are important. And the price of the 4 short-term Bitcoin price levels are 10,369, 10,570, 10,734, which is now acting as a resistance, and 10,842 also acting as a resistance. So the latest in Bitcoin whale clusters are showing those 4 numbers in data right here, but these bubbles here are when Bitcoin whales have accumulated. So all of these bubbles here, guys, and basically up here now are acting as resistances right here, and you can see them all out to the right there. So we did just break through the $10,570 mark, sitting around $10,655. So we're getting a little bit of a pump right now. Will we actually pump through the $10,700 mark? Because that's where the resistance is now currently, guys. So Bitcoin faces strong resistances above 10,400 in the near term. So there are abundance of whales who are at a loss break even until BTC hits 10,842 clusters show. That also means that there's potentially high number of whales that might sell in the near term. So guys, for instance, when we get up to like 10,842, we could get another big sell-off. So that's what I'm saying right now, guys. It's not just going to be, oh, 10,007, 8, 9, up to 11, oh, just pushing through. If there's a lot of people building negative pressure, for instance, buying at bad times, then you could see a sell-off hit once those numbers are triggered. For instance, 10,842. So the whale data also shows that some whales likely sold in the $10,900 to $11,100 range. The hodler activity of whales indicates sell-offs at this resistance range, which is typically a bearish sign. So we could see some more bearish activity right around the corner, guys. And it's definitely something that is very possible, guys. If you got in at the wrong time, you're looking to break even. So if a whale got in at the wrong time and he's looking to just break even when he makes that sale, it will push the price down, guys. It's that simple. So the question you have to ask yourself is, am I getting in at good places? Am I buying at the right times, or am I feeding into FOMO and fear and all the attributes that can attribute to a negative buy time? Okay, you don't want to buy, for instance, and then end up in deep red or even red for an extended period of time. That's never a good feeling. Say like you got in with a larger amount, like $50,000 or something. You know, you're sitting in the red on that, even at, you know, a few percentages, that's huge. If you even invested bigger than that, say like you're a big player and you have $100,000 you've invested and you lost 10% on your first day, that's $10,000 down the tube, and that feels really big, guys. I can't stress enough, getting in at the right times is very important, and you know, buying Bitcoin is something that you should be doing. So just think of it this way: get in at the dips right now because we're in a bull market, and as the bull market starts to play out, you're just going to look like an extremely experienced trader. Okay, this is a time when trading is very easy. In a bull market, the market is pretty much religiously going up. It's not flash crashing down and staying down way past where you could have bought in. Okay, so it's a good time to be buying coin right now. Yeah, there are perfect times or better times. Like for instance, you could have got in even yesterday at 10,100 and change. Now we're up at 10,600. So it just goes like that, guys. You still got to be watching. You got to be paying attention to make sure that you're getting in at the right times, guys. It's that simple. And guys, that's all I had time for today. Thank you so much for all your support, guys. We're already up to 309 subscribers, guys. Every time I do a video, I'm getting many subscribers, guys, so I can't stress enough to thank you so much in advance for all your support, guys. This is why I'm doing this. I'm having a great time, and I'm making good money, and that's really why I'm doing this. So I'm trying to share that with you guys so that you guys can go right along with my calls and make good money all the time. Granted, guys, I'm a full-time trader in YouTube, which is something that's still new to me. I've only been doing it about 3.5 months, maybe almost 4 months now. And you know, it seems like something that is just the future. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in its whole are just the future, guys. So I'm going to be accumulating my bags and making quick flips as well as hodl coin. I'm doing it all so that way when moons happen, I'm in for it as well, and then I'm making money in the meantime as well, guys. And that's what you want to be doing. And guys, don't forget about my Ledger Nano S. I am doing something for you guys. One of my first 500 subscribers are in it to win this Ledger Nano S, and all you have to do is subscribe, and I'll do that drawing for you guys all live to see. And if you're not familiar with Ledger, it's definitely the safest way to keep your crypto off the market and right under your nose so you don't get hacked. I know I say that line all the time, guys, but it really is the best way to keep your money safe. And that's really the most important thing, being your own bank. And you know, moving forward, you want to have the peace of mind that you can trade and move your money around without the fear of losing it. That's a big thing. And guys, that's all I have time for today. Thank you so much again for all your support. I am Crypto Matrix. I'll catch you guys later.